streaming. There we go. Music in the background. And we should be good and started. Great. Yeah. Alright. Let's tell the world that we're streaming. Post to Facebook. Alright, so I just posted the stream call on Facebook. And it isn't right. Delete. Let's try something a bit different. So share link. Let's try it by hand. So click on this. Thumbnails. This. Share story. Move this up here. Like this. There's no way to click the link though. Alright. Well, that makes it particularly useless. Alright. It was a good idea, but is not working. Okay, the share stuff doesn't work as well as copy pasting the link in Facebook, and the story thing doesn't allow for clickable links, so we'll be continuing doing what I'm doing so far and spamming my own page with stream invites. Alright, cool. Everything is fine. Post it in a few different places. There we go. Now, zoom in on the house. Let's just hide this over here for now. This button. And I want to make sure that the floor underneath the house where the dirt is absolutely flat. So I'm going to select my terrain pieces, terrain, put myself to set height, make this quite small, yeah, even smaller, and just make sure this is the correct height here. That should be better. There we go. Something else I realized is that this area is way too big. That's what I saw in VR anyway. So let's go over here and select a paint texture. Select some nice grass, something like this, and just paint some grass in. I think like this is all I really need for my house. Everything else is too much. There we go. Something like that. Let's raise the strength actually. Just clump it in, it's fine. For now. Actually, let's make like this. There we go. Uh-oh, the allocation errors are back. But that don't bother me none. Alright. Sculpt bridge noise terrace. Interesting. Effects. No, I want raise or lower. Oh, this is the overlay. Okay. Not that big. There we go. And we're actually going to, you know what? Smooth height. Make this smaller. Let's see. Vertically 0 blur radius. Something like this. There we go. Nestled in there. Let's go back to paint texture. I'll select a little bit of different dirt, I think, and lower the strength and just kind of raise the strength. Grass. What? That's not what I want. This one, rocky dirt. Oh, is that what I already have? Might be what I already have. Here we go. Okay, plain dirt over here. We can like mix it up a little bit. A little bit more rocky over here. So it's not all the same, I guess. Dirt clumps. A little bit of plain dirt here. Something like that, I guess. There we go. There we go. Got a nice little dirty path. There we go. And lower this some more. I want like a... This is brush size. Let's lower the top value. Actually, it's pretty low already. Put this to like 5. We'll have some rocky dirt leading out like this, and we can make our path out of rocky dirt. Kind of meandering path like this. Something like that. And I can zoom in, select grassy stone, and just kind of put a little bit on the sides here. Just every now and then. Let's get a little bit more plain dirt. Just kind of ease it in here and there. Alright, rocky dirt again. Let's add this in. And let's have some grass, I think. Different grasses. Flowery grasses. Sure. We'll leave it like this for now. That should give us a nice little base to work off of. Alright. So last time I worked on this, I wanted to have just an area, which we now have. That's not the best area, but it's a good base. And I want to have some locomotion, which we actually do have now. Let's grab a few little grasses. Say a little bit, maybe quite a few little flowers and stuff. There we go. That's a good start. Alright, next thing I want to do. Let's find the reference once more. You may end up hearing some YouTube videos on the side. I'm sorry if so. History. I should be able to find. I probably should take pictures at this point. Here we go. Okay, so. That's what I want to see. So they have like a little closed off area here with fence posts and whatever this is. I just realized there's like this little barn area and some chests and stuff. Alright, let's do something. What do I want to work on? Who am I? What am I doing? Hello! Welcome to the stream. There we go. Let's pop open Blender, maybe do this little farm area here. So this over here. Just some fence posts, whatever that is over in the corner. There we go. Blender. And while I'm at it, let's check out the size of, thank you Blender, the size of this. So it's 4 by 7. Okay, I'll I'll start with that, make a box, make it 4 by 7 so I know the size. Here we go. Cube, let's just call it cube, let's leave it as cube. Select this, this is at 1. 4 by 7, so wide will be 4, let's select that, move it out. 1 more. And move this out 1 more. So that is 4. This is 2, so I want to move that to 7. Of course I took an impair number, so 1, 2, right now it's 3, right now it's 4, 1, 2, 3 on one side, 4 on the other, I think would be pretty good. So I'll select that and put minus 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. This is the area I'm working with. Move this up by 1. This is the area that I want fenced up for my little homestead. There we go. And we're now going to get out of edit mode, select cube, mesh, and cube, I guess. I think the best way to do it would just be to create the fence posts around it. Okay, let's do that. So I'm also going to just lower this a little bit. I don't need actual height, this is just to remember the size of the area. Cube 1 will be farm fences. Here we go. Oh, undo. So let us make this much smaller. How big are they actually? Very small. Something like this, maybe? I feel that's too small, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or something. No, I think that's good actually. We'll select this, and we're going to move this up by 1, then remove it so we only have the upper part of the stick. Go back to top view, move this over here. Here we go. So 1 shift, oops, click undo. I learned that yesterday. Shift D and then you click and that has a duplicate of it. Alright. And Shift D. Alright, so I now have 4 poles. So what I'm going to do, just real quick, save this. 3D house, no. We're going to go here, create ourselves a new folder, call this farm fences. And we're going to just add in farm fences once more. Save blend file so that we can come back to this at a later date and go over to export. Select FBX, only the meshes, experimental apply, sure, and we're going to call this farm fences FBX, export. now if I go over to Unity, blend file, that is absolutely fine. So we have farm blocking here. I'm going to put it in here. So props, 3D farm fences is here now, and we're going to drop this right here. Perfect. And rotate 90 degrees. So yeah, actually, you know what? I was thinking I'd just change the house yet last time, but I'm going to actually do this. So it's using the wrong direction as its front for my uses. Actually, let's double check that. So let's say I create a cube. The cube is there. This should be the front. Z should be front. And currently it is rotated so that it is using perhaps X. Okay, let's see if we can fix that. So as an export. So select that, FBX, forward minus Z forward. Let's use minus X forward, export. Oops, sorry. Didn't like me doing that. Okay. It hasn't updated, it hasn't done anything. Yeah, it's using the X forward as the front. Export, I don't think that worked. So farm fences, X forward. Up is Y, that's okay. And we're going to, there's no animation, don't make animation. We're going to export. And now if we go back to here, it doesn't seem to be changing. Okay. We're going to select farm fences, get ourselves out of this mode and the cube, and we're going to make a slight rotation of 90. Save, and then now if we export once more, let's see if that changes anything. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now I can take my farm fences, move that over here. Can I take a top view, please? Thank you very much. And we're going to just scoop this in right about there. It doesn't have to be perfect. And now I can remove the blocking for the farm. There we go. Very good. So, what I'm thinking now is I can go into VR, and now that I have the addition of being able to move around, I can go over to these fence posts and see in VR how I feel about the scale of them. So let's do that. Earphones are back on. We are in VR. Here we go. I'll turn my hands on. There we go. Figured out which side is which. And I can go see my farm now if I hold down. Oh, this is so good. If I hold down the, well, if I slide forward actually on the D-pad thing. Can I? Just a little bit more. Okay. How do I feel about this post? This is actually kind of a realistic size of a post, come to think of it. This isn't so bad. Could have the little farm area right here. I'll remove the cube that I'm using for references. Okay. Oh, this is so nice. I think I'm gonna want like a reticle to tell me where I'm landing as well eventually, but not right now. And as you can see, I can't actually go onto this cube, which is exactly what I wanted. Also, I found out that I can turn my view without having to move. Okay, I saw something here. This is floating above the ground. I'm gonna have to fix that. I think actually the whole house might be floating above the ground. Can I go in? I can go in. Okay, I set it up for that. Cool. So right now there's nothing in here. It's just like an empty box area, but I can like have my door open and look out over the lovely hillside over there. Oh, that's so good. I should still be able to grab things. There is like a cube in here somewhere. Oh, I can't. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fix that because the way I set this up, I'm clipping through myself there. The way I set this up, I should be able to continue picking things up when I'm not doing this. Alright, so let's fix the hand and then I'll go back to the farm area. And earphones are back on. There we go. Alright, let me take a look at the left hand here real quick. So I have the rate indicator doing things. Left hand controller. Yeah, that's my problem right here. I forgot to set this back on. That should be all it is. I'm not going to test it because it's not world ending, but I think that's it. Alright, let's take a look at this. I wasn't too bothered by the size of this fence post. You know what I would like to know? Which way is the front? So, let's just real quick add a post and put this over here as such, and now if I go to export as FBX, this should all be set up. Export. See, this is currently the back. This is set to no rotation and it is pointing backwards from where I thought it was. So this is the front. There we go. This is our front here. Okay. I said I wasn't bothered by it, but I didn't love it either. I would like it just a little bit more bulky. What does the reference say? Because it's gonna have these little beams going through it as well. Let's look up like real world wooden fences. Wooden fence post. Wonderful. Yeah, this isn't quite what I'm looking for. This is closer to what I'm looking for. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so the way these kind of rustic posts go, from both my imagination and apparently the style we're going for here, is you have these larger beams of wood and then you have these smaller beams that are kind of slotted into it. Yeah, see another example. So for that reason, the beams that we're currently using over here, they're too small. These are like little posts, really little posts. So I'm just going to put myself top view once more, use the scale tool, and just put this bigger. Oops. As such. And then if I have beams of the size of this, kind of slot it into these. It's fine. That should work. Select this, delete them, select this, Shift D, put ourselves in top mode, push this over here. There we go. And now I'm going to also select this one. Oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the whole front portion and copy paste it in back. That makes much more sense. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 20 here and there's 20 there. That's 40. How many beams do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7-ish. Okay, let's make it 8. And then I'll divide by 40 better. So, real quick, calculator, 40 divided by 8. 5. So in increments of 5 is what I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Select this, select everything, Shift D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shift D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shift D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Shift D. Oops. Shift D. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one's going to be smack dab in the middle. Good, good, good. Now I can select everything. Shift D. And move that to the back. There we go. How do we feel about this? I think there's too many of them. If I was to remove 1 out of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think that'd be better. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Select everything, delete. We'll keep only that like that. And then we'll do the same backwards. Top view. This one's going to be a little bit more of a pain. Let's try to keep the same separation and see if that gives us a good result. It might not. It doesn't have to be perfect. After all, these are just like fence posts knocked into the ground. So, Shift D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As such. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there should be like one more. Oops. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wow, perfect. Okay, I didn't do any quick maths on that one, and somehow I got it right. Oops. Yeah. Move this over to here. Yeah, something like that. Here we go. So now we have a nice fenced area. And we're going to put the beams now. So save. Actually, the beams I'm going to have them like hollow. Oops. Oh, shift plus shift minus makes you interesting. Okay. Rotate 90 degrees. And let's put these in like this. Put ourselves in side view. Make them a little bit wider. Something like that. Then I can move this a little bit more centered. As such, we're going to Shift D and move this down. As such, then we're going to select these two, grow, Shift D, and move these out back. Shift D, and we're going to move them about midway and rotate them on this axis 490, 9 degrees. Put ourselves in top view. There we go. And move this over here, I think. Here we go. We now have a nice little closed off farm area. Now in the reference material over here, I don't actually see where she would enter by. But I think it might be important for her to be able to enter. So I'm going to have the entrance right here. You come in, the house will be around here. You can come in here and like take care of the crops. So select this, grow. Not Shift D this time. Select this, grow. And this time around, we're just going to scale it like that, and we're going to move this over here, like that. Save. Now if we go to export, FBX, export FBX, and we go here, here we go. We have our little farm area. Okay, the next part of the farm area are these weird sticks. There we go. So we have these like stick areas with forks in them. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Doesn't seem to be a better picture of it. Yeah, no, the last pictures are of the second building that they build. And what I would like is maybe this. There we go, she's there, the dragon's there, and I should have a top view now. Oh! Okay. The fence doesn't go all the way around. Look at that. It's only there. It's probably there and there as well, but you can't see it. And it cuts off here. So it's actually this one that I'd want to remove. Look at that. There's a little bit of trashiness that kind of goes down here. Alright. Sure. Sure. Alright. I'm making it way too clean, but this is like mostly blocking. I just want to get a good idea of what I'm working with here. It does not, however, which was the reason I was looking at this, show me what those things are. Yeah, there's a pan up, but it still doesn't really show where that is, so it must be quite far away. It must not be right next to it. Maybe at this point I should just use it as a source of inspiration and not use it as a basis to try to recreate it. Because depending on the image of it, it isn't the same. So if they're not bothered with consistency, I shouldn't be either. Alright, so let's get rid of the bottom. I no longer need that. I am going to do a few changes because I do like the idea of the entrance being here. Like you have a little bit of the farm area that's not taken. I'd like this to be bigger. You know what? You know what? There we go. Delete this. Just remove that completely. I now know where the farm area is. And as long as I don't move the center of my screen, the objects from the center of my screen, I'll know that the main building will be over here. So, top view. Select all this. Edit. There we go. Top view. Select all this. Unselect this. There we go. Grow. Want to make sure we have everything. I'm going to take that, and just move that out by, let's say, 1, 2 outwards. This and this as well. I forgot to get that. So let's move this over to here. Yeah, something like that. We're going to take 1, 2 more of these posts. So here, deselect that, grow. Shifty. And we're going to put this something like this. Select this. I won't have selected the bottom one, so let's do that as well. Put ourselves back in top view. Grow. This one is going to be all the way to the back, so we're going to just scale this upwards and move this over here. Here, a nice larger area. So save, and now if I export as an FBX, here we go. We're going to take a look back in how did I do this? Okay, export FBX. Did it just now wake up and realize that I had changed that? It's very possible. Okay, let's have Z forward, export FBX. Ah, see, it's turning. Okay, let's find the right settings then. Export FBX. We'll have -X4 maybe? There we go. It doesn't have to be a perfect closed off square. Actually, I'm gonna have a little thing here. So maybe we want to actually remove one or two more and just have this area opened up. I think that'll be good. So let's take this one and this one. Go. Remove that. We'll take this one, but actually, you know what? We're going to select just the points and move this over here. Here we go. So now we have a nice little farm area once more. And if I go to export FBX, export. If I go back to 3DS, no, not 3DS, Unity rather, I don't want anything selected. I now have a nice little farm area here that I can do my farming in. Cool, very cool. I think I'm going to go back to the house now. And I want to set it up so that when I export the house, it's already pointing in the right direction, because currently I have to put it at 90 degrees. So 0, and we're going to save and go into Blender. Once more save this, but it's already saved. Let's go over to File, Open, yes. Just go back here and go into House, House Blend. Now we have House Blend. And I am going to make sure that the export of it is correct. And I made it -X, I believe, for the other one. So let's make this -X. Only the mesh export. I don't think I need this anymore, but I'm going to leave it here in case I do. So save. This should be at 0. Should be at the floor. But it doesn't look like it when I go into Unity. Okay. I get the impression that the house has not updated, and that's probably because I haven't done any changes to it, like its mod. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just go back here. I'm going to do a slight change on it. Let's give myself space to make a ceiling. I need that anyway, so I might as well. And extrude upwards, save, export, FBX, -X, export. Blender file has not been found. Has it updated my thing though? Yes, it has. Okay, so let's make a few exports until I figure out which direction is the correct one. Let's make it Y forward. House, yes, export. And we go back here and nothing has changed. And export, FBX. I want I think it is -X. Here we go, transform, maybe that's the issue. Export. And I go, and then nothing has changed. This is not, it's not the most normal, I'm not gonna lie. What if I do a little re-import? Seems like it's okay. What is this? House default asset. House default asset import settings. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So let's see if I can change something. Oops. I'm going to just take the entire house and I'm going to rotate it. Rotate. Let's make it 90. Save. Now we go here. Oops. I forgot to export as an FBX. Export. There we go. So this is the wrong direction for the front. I'll just rotate it again. So 180. There we go. I'll take my average person as well. Move my average person over to around here. Doesn't need to be much fancier than that. Save and export FBX, and now I should be pointing in the right direction. There we go. So I have my average person over there. He's fine. He's doing stuff. So I have my house, and I have an interior to a house with a bit of a ceiling there. Let's clean up some of the mesh for the outside of the house now, I think. Oh, you know what? I was just thinking, one of the images for the reference, the reference pic. In this, it looks like everything is nice and lined up, but later on, when she fights the dragon here, when she fights the dragon, you see the a top view, and one of the beams is actually a little bit downwards. I kind of like that. I kind of like how messy it is. So I'm going to do that one little change, maybe add 1 or 2 places on there, and then I'll go back to house. So let's go back here, save the house. Let's go back to our fence. Here we go. And now I'm going to get into edit mode. I was in edit mode, okay. And I'm going to add a cut here and a cut there. And I'm going to, if I move this, what am I moving? The entire thing. Good. Just move this here and move this a little bit down. Oh, actually. Like this. Actually, let's leave that there. Here we go. And now if I move this over here and move this down, I can make it just a little bit off. And I'll do this one. Make it up just a little bit. Here we go. Deselect this. Deselect this. Ah, shoot. Deselect that. Okay. I know that there's like a hotkey to select around in this. Oh, is it double click? Oh, that makes it easier. Let's just move this over here and double click the loop and move this over here. Okay. Like that, and I'm going to select the loop here. Just lower that a little bit. Just so it's a little messy, not so that it's like properly broken or anything. Here we go. This over here. Lower it just a little. This over here. Let's have another one here. And we're going to do this one over here. 1, 2, 3. Put this here and something like that, I think. Here we go. And now if I export as an FBX, okay. It doesn't keep the export settings, that's unfortunate. There we go. So we now have a nice little fenced off area with a little bit of like wiggles. It's not quite perfect, which is exactly what I want. Okay. Let's continue on the house a little bit. Or what I could do, the thing is missing here, the consistency is not their strong suit. There we go. So there's like barrels and whatever this is that disappears apparently, and some boxes and stuff. So then again, it has been like 300 years between this and the other one, so maybe we should change some stuff. So yeah, let's make some really basic crates and barrels and other things. That could be good. Let's just leave this here. Put this on my other screen actually so I can keep seeing it. And let's make a thing. So we have farm fences, we have house, and we're going to add a folder that's going to be wooden crate, like that. And now we're going to go over here, and which way is the front? This way is front. If I make a box, just want to remember, because we're going to open up a new scene. Save. Say I add a cube. It is in the negative of y is actually the front. Okay. Not that it'll matter with the crate, now that I think of it. New. General. Here we go. And let's start off with a really basic 1x1x1 crate. So let's have it in edit mode and select that. This up. Move this by minus 0.5. 0.5. 0.5. Here we go. Negative 0.5. Very basic cube here. I'm going to make it so that you can select any face, see it in any direction in case I want to have them stacked down the line. And we're going to go over to insert faces. That doesn't work, so insert faces. Why doesn't it work? Oh, they're not individual. There we go. And they're quite bulky, the wooden parts to this. Something like that. And then we're going to, along normals, okay, just like that, I think. And then we have like a cross beam on each one of these. What would be the easiest way to make that cross beam? Let's just do it the stupid way. And grab ourselves a new cube. Make it a lot smaller. I'm sorry, are there 2 cubes? Add cube. Oh, I have it on extrude. That's why. Let's make it smaller. Something like this. Let me double check that reference for a second. Okay, sure. And we're going to select this, remove that, select this, grow that, and I think I want it here to here. I guess is how that works. Something like this. And let's just start with the top. Well, let's have it stick out. Have it 45 degrees. There we go. Share. There we go. There we go. Move this over here, this corner. There we go. Move this over. Okay, go back to the top. I set the top. There we go. And this is the point I want to get to. As such. And right now we're going to do this. And we're going to move this over here. Connect that up like that. Alright. So now we have our cross beam there. And select this here. remove that, select this one here, remove that, and now we have a cross beam that I can reuse. So duplicate, oops. Actually, let's save this. We're no longer into farm fences. I'm going to go over to our wooden crate, call it wooden crate. Save blend file. There we go. And now we're going to duplicate and rotate. Oops. Rotate this way 90 degrees. Let's move this down to be here. And put ourselves on the side and move this out here. Is this the right way around? Yes. Like that. Move this up here. I'm realizing there's probably a logic to this that I am not seeing. Okay, I think it has to make these. What I could also do is, oops. Okay. Let's go back to this view. Let's start the cross beam over. I'm gonna do it the lazy way. That makes absolutely no sense. So select this, Shift D, move this up. But it should give us the effect that we want, I think. And we're going to have a little extrude along normals, pull this out to about like that. And we're going to select everything except for the bottom and top. Oh, okay, I don't need that. Select that. There we go. And we're going to go into top view. Give ourselves a rotation of 45 degrees. As such. And if I do this on normal, does it break? No, it does not. Perfect. Here we go. And now if I put myself like this and like this, maybe even like this, let's push this down into the ground, and I think this will just be easier to unwrap and texture and all that stuff. Put ourselves in this view, except it's sticking out, so I do need it to stick in a little bit. I don't need it flush, I need it a little bit lower, so that, there we go, so that you don't actually see these things sticking out. Yeah, I think that's the easiest way to do it. So, select this, open, Shift D. Let's put this to 90 degrees. Top view. Let's move this to almost sticking out. Like that. So this one will go down and this one will go up. And we're going to rotate this by -1. to rotate this 90 or so. Oops. Negative 90. So up, down, up. This, and let's do 90. And then up, and then this one 90, down, up, like that. And then we take this, take everything, Shift D. We're going to flip this upside down. Nope, that did not do what I wanted it to. Okay, so once again, scale -1. And let's move this down. There we go. We now have a wooden crate that looks pretty good. It looks a lot like the reference in the anime. So I'm gonna have a save, go over to export. This one is symmetrical on all sides, so all I need is the cube. I'm gonna rename it though, just to be sure. Crate. Save and export. FBX. Mesh. -Y is what I found out was the right direction, and transform, and I don't need animations. Export. Okay. And now if I move this in, I have a wooden crate. Good, 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 good. So she has like this crate over here by the entrance of the house under the windowsill, which I don't currently have. So let's just move this here, and it's a little bit smaller. Like that. Let's have, let's put this in props. And double it. Oops, double it. Move this back here. And Shift D, and let's have a second crate. It's like 2 crates back there from the image. Save. Cool. I think I'm gonna make sure everything has the default material gray. Like that, and then there should be an apply. So that's the wooden crate. Let's select the house, material, select gray by default, apply, and then I'm going to also do the farm fences, this one over here, material, okay, interesting. This one doesn't seem to want to have materials. What does the fence look like? It uses lit. Well, we're going to use gray. Okay, so I kept getting the impression this was floating though, but it is floating, I think. Alright, let's go back to the house. Open. House. Just stick these in the ground. Like that. I think that's all I need. Save. And now if I export FBX, negative Y, transform, no bake animation, only mesh, export. And now if I go over back here, it's giving me errors, and that's fine. Let's take another little look at what we've been working on so far. Earphones are back on. Here we go. Let's click on play. Here we go. I would like my hands. One hand. There we go. Two hands. There we go. Let's go check out this crate. Oops, other way. So I have the crate there. It looks pretty good. Ooh. Okay. Alright, let's take a look. I think something went wrong here, yeah. The vertexes are inverted. Let's just stick our head in the crate here for a second. Oh. Okay. Those ones are also inverted, the one at the bottom. And those ones over there are also inverted, I think. Okay. Alright. Let's go. Oh, I like this little area. I can see that they're floating a little bit though. Maybe I'll just put them all into the ground. Just take all the bottom of them and push them down. And then if it sticks in, so be it. And if it doesn't, same with the house. You could have a little ledge. Oops. Could have a little ledge going into the house, but that's not the end of the world. Here we go. Oh, I can stand on a crate. Oh, there must not be a collision box or something. Okay. Alrighty. Let's pick this up. Can I pick it up? Yeah. And can I still... I can still, like, point. So if I let go of it while I'm moving forward quickly... Oh, that's so good. It goes crazy. I can go to the side here and look at the rolling hills. Turn around. Oh, the block is over there. And I got a little farmstead. Oh, this is so good. So let's move this down, move the house borders down. Oh, is it still floating even if I move it down? No, these are fine. There is no shadows, is what I'm just realizing, on the terrain at all. Okay, let's fix that. Here we go. There we go. Direction lights, soft shadows. You see, there are shadows in here. So maybe there aren't shadows in the camera? Main camera. Let me check something. Okay, there's a little bit of sound in the background, but that's okay. Shadow. I'm not seeing it. Render shadows, yes. Priority 0. It is not showing me shadows in VR. Hmm. Marks the camera to render shadows, yeah. Okay, I'll come back to the shadow issue down the line. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's see, what should I go on to? Maybe more of the house. I am missing these beams here. I could add these in. I could do like the windows. Let's do that. Let's go back into Blender. Alright. Let's select this. Select that. And we'll Shift D it. Move it out here. Oh, okay. Here we go. Side view. Let's take this. Let's move this like around here. And we're going to scale as normal. Let's get ourselves out of normal mode. I think something like this is more what we want. There's a little bit of a gap. That's pretty good. Push this into the house. Here we go. And then we're going to Shift D it and scale to -1. Oops. -1. And move that over there. Here we go. Select that and Shift D and move it over here. Shift D and move these out here. I think actually these ones are a little bit too far out. Here we go. Now we have those details in. So now we'll have the window in the center up there that kind of sticks out and then goes in. I think I may want to just cheat it. So what I'm thinking is if I add a cylinder, let's move this up like that, I can like rotate it onto its side and squash it in and give it a little border and give it a cross in the middle. So move this out here and move this down to about here. Just center it between all this, I think. Let's make this smaller. Let's look at that window one more time. It is much, much smaller. Okay, it's like this. Maybe even smaller than that. Yeah, it's even smaller than that. Like this. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Alright, let's take this out. I'm going to make it on two sides because there's going to be the interior of the wall and I'm going to just... It's going to be the same thing on both sides essentially. As little sense as that may make. So, select this face and this face. And I'm going to insert faces. something like this. It's quite thin, right? Yeah, it's quite thin. And then we're going to bring this, ooh, not like that. We're going to use the normal. Bring this in, something like this. Yeah. And then we just have two bars. So let's just give ourselves a cube and move the cube out like this and flatten the cube. There we go. And put ourselves on the side, make sure the cube is like centered in it. And we're going to unflatten it just a bit. As such. And then we're going to squish it down in this direction. Like that. Squish it down in this direction without the nibbins at the end. So select those. There, and that, and just remove them. Select this, select everything. And then we squish it down so that it fits within the window frame. Shift D. And rotate to 90 as such. And now, if we select this and move it into the wall, I can like put it here. And I could put a material on this for glass, material on that for wood, and I don't actually have to make a hole in the wall. This one I'm less sure about not being able to get away with not making a hole in the wall, but the upside to this one is that it's square. So, oh, that's gonna do that, is it? Okay, sure. Let's do that and that. Oh boy. And this. It's like extra geometry for nothing that I'm not using, but I don't have quite the tools that I would have liked to have, so we're going to deal with this. Alright, so let's move this down a little bit more. This edge right here. To something like that. This edge over here is actually a pretty good height. Let's move this out. I want a slightly bigger window, something like that. Yeah, something like that. So it's like somewhat symmetrical over here. It's not quite right, but it is fine. And we're going to make the wood kind of stick out and then put it in. So let's just select the entire thing here and give it a little extrude. In the other direction. And then we're going to go inwards a little bit. And how thick is that? It's really not thick, actually. Actually, it's really thin. Like that. And then we're going to go in something like that. For now. It's actually thicker on the top and bottom. So we can fix that. Select this, pull this up. Actually, you know what? We're going to make the top and bottom the same size. So select those and just pull this up just a little bit. Something like that. There we go. And then there's these cross hatches and stuff. 1, 2, 3, and one in the middle. And I don't know if we're going to do the exact same. The thing with this one up here is that you should never actually be able to get up there and take a proper look out of the window. This one you will, so I don't know what kind of material I'm going to use for that yet. I haven't decided. So I am going to just stick a beam. I'll use this, I think, as the basis of my beam. So Shift D, and it's a hole on either side. Perfect. Let's, I guess depending on what I do, I might need it. So let's just leave it as a full beam Squish it down a little bit, something like that, and go place it. Oh, fairly centered. Fairly centered, yeah. Go put that in to the window, something like that. And then we'll squash down the sides to make sure it fits in the window. This I actually want it to go further in. Like this. And then I'll select this and move that in. Give ourselves a nice window to work with, I think. This, Shift D. There we go. Rotate that 90 degrees. And it seems pretty like centered. So let's do that. What did I say? 1, 2, 3? Yeah. So 1 smack dab in the center. Looks pretty centered, right? That looks fairly centered. Okay. Shift D. And we're going to move this up here. And Shift D. And move that down here. And then I'll like put actual effort into it later on. Right now this will be fine. Okay. Then there's this out here. Window. So let's save our progress so far and take a look at where it is. It is here. It's right here. And it is... I was going to say it's quite close to the top, but that's not true. If I put the window here, that should be pretty good actually. So, luckily for me, I have the bottom line here, and I should, let me double check. Yeah, I should be able to just move this up, just reuse this a little bit, as I'm about to create a lot of geometry for nothing. It always bothers me when I do this, but I'm not comfortable enough with Blender to know exactly how to like have control over these things. So it's fine. It's fine for now. There we go. The music just died. Let's pop this back on. Music is back. There we go. So let's make this little window over here. I think I'm going to use the same idea as I did with the window in front. So, select the face, extrude the face, and scale in the face. Really small window, very simple. And let's just put it in now. Push it into like here, I think. There we go. And I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did earlier. So select this and this, Shift D, and let's move this over here and rotate it to be like, oops, undo, 90. Hello there, new person. It's nice to have a new face. Let's center it approximately like that. And then we'll go take a look in VR what this gives. Oops. Like that. And push this in. Something like that. Actually, you know what? Undo. Let's put ourselves in side view and make sure that everything is the right size here. Something like that. And let's select just these guys. Put ourselves in side view again. Make it smaller. Here we go. And center it a little bit better. Something like that, I think. Yeah, that's a nice little window. Save, and let's take another look in VR, see what this gives us. Export, FBX. Y forward, that's fine, that's fine. Export FBX. Let's go back into Unity. Yes, I know, don't like that. And we'll put our VR headset on and take a look. Headphones are back on, and now I press on play. Here we go. And I'd like to have my hands back. One hand, two hand, moving hands, there we go. Make sure my headset is on properly so I can see, there we go. And if I turn around now, we see our nice gray box. Oops. It's jumping a little bit, I don't know why. Here we go. So we got our first window here, we got our circular window up there. Our box, I still need to fix that line there, that's a little bit broken. We can go over here, see if I can time this right so I can shoot this off into the distance. Yeah, I love doing that. Okay, and we have our other little window here. It's gonna look good when there's actual textures on it. Okay, let's fix a few things. So first thing is the crates. I noticed that there were some issues with some of the faces that were the wrong way around, and then there was also the bottom of the house. I wanted to just dig into the ground, as well as the fences. So no matter where the ground is, it digs into it, and I don't have to worry about it. And then if I move the terrain around to not make it perfectly flat and have it go a little bit up and down on the corners, I won't have to worry about the house floating. I'm tempted to make these beams less massive because they're impressive right now. Maybe keep the big beams that massive. I like that, but these aren't. Maybe make those smaller. Yeah. Okay. I have a list of stuff to do. Take everything back off now. Oh, I'm being asked a question. Oh, hello there, Etienne. It's getting along. Try adding uneven bevels on your beams, it will help. What do you mean by uneven bevels? Okay. Can I should, if I select that and I select that, I should have access to all the edges at the bottom. If I do this, did I select all the, ooh, I didn't expect that to work as well as it does. Like a bevel, but not even all the way on your edge, like old wood. Okay, I think I see what you mean. Okay, if I pull this down now, there was some in the middle I didn't select. Pull this down now, it does that. I don't actually want that effect. Let's not do these ones. let's do it the stupid way. Oh, cool. That's not what I wanted at all. Oh god, no, that's a lot of geometry for nothing. I'm not doing that. Okay. I'll just... not do this. Stick this into the ground as such. Put it at the same height as I put these beams. And move these completely. And then select the edges, this and this, and extrude downwards. Just make sure it goes straight down. I wasn't trying to make too much detail just yet, but I can try it on the main beams maybe. Maybe that'll give maybe that'll make me understand what you're talking about. So this, and we're going to do it again, and we're going to drag this out. I should, if I select this, be able to do target weld. Target weld. This to this. This to this. And select this. Go back in front view. Go to here. Here we go. And bridge, can I do that? I cannot. Is there not a cap? Okay, let me double check this. I've been wondering about this. So, Blender edge cap. Edge cap. There we go. Blender 0, changing the cap ends of a cylinder? No. Cap hole. Modeling Blender tutorial. Alright, let's take a look. If we're talking about faces, click the surrounding vertices on the edge, press F to fill the hole. Okay, so I select it and I click on F. And I'm now looking at the front view. That doesn't work. Okay. Select. Click the surrounding vertices or edges. Yeah. Shift S does a fill. Okay. Shift F. Doesn't do shift. Okay. Control F is just what I was looking for. Okay. Control F. Face. Fill. Alt F. Okay. Alt F. There we go. That works. Alt F. Alright. Now, if you're still looking, let's take a look at these beams that you're talking about. So you want me to select this and do a bevel. Bevel. So like maybe this, and then select this and maybe move it over, I guess is what you're saying. Uneven, did I see you say uneven? Uneven bevel. So something like that. And then select this and then do a bevel. And then we can also do this here. A little bit janky. Something like that. Maybe that's too much. Let's do a smaller bevel maybe. Something like that. So it's still kind of boxy and square. And then I select this one and do the same bevel here. Let's make this one a little bit wider. And I'll move this over here. Let's just take a look. So export FBX, export. Go over to here, and our bevels are present. Yeah, they are present. Now something that I've noticed is that in VR for some reason I'm not seeing shadows. So I'm still curious about that one. I'm gonna look it up because it makes everything feel like it's floating. Alright. Let's start by putting our headset on. Oh, batteries are starting to die on one of my two controllers. I'm gonna have to plug them in somewhere. And let's go into VR. And I'll try to do it just sitting down. There we go. My hands are backwards. No? Okay. I thought maybe it would understand that I have them flipped. But no. Hands are back. Now I should be able to turn. Like that. A little bit less. Okay. And move over to here. Woo! There we go. So is this the... Okay, screw it, I'm getting up. Ah, I'm getting caught in stuff. And now I'm getting up again. There we go. So is this the bevel you were talking about? The uneven bevel? Uneven bevel? Doesn't look bad. I wasn't going to go to that extreme, like, of making details right now. I just kind of gray boxing it, but I could definitely do it later on, or have it like a really thin bevel, just to give a little bit of extra flavor to it. It's looking pretty good though. It's fun. I really enjoy this. Mostly now that I'm starting to have like a okay area around, just like staring off into the wilderness. It's very nice. Alright, I'm taking my goggles off so I can see like if you wrote to me or not. Ooh, both my controllers are screaming in pain right now. Alright, let me plug these in. Everything's falling. So many cables involved in VR. Who would have thought? There we go. One controller plugged in. And another controller plugged in. Perfect. Okay, so first things first, I fixed the issue I was having with the things kind of floating. At least with that. Let's do the fence. Actually, you know what? I'm going to remove the bevels for the time being. Because I want to like get back to that after. Let's open up. Go over to the fence. Farm fence. And we're going to put ourselves in side view, put ourselves in edge view, that's fine. Select this, select all the bottom, drag that down, just drag it into the ground. Save, and export. FBX, apply, let's do that, export. So they are going to be sticking in the ground now. And I'm going to go fix my crate, or at least attempt to, because there's no way that I've seen so far in Blender to see when your faces are upside down. Open, yes, I want to save it. And we're going to go over to our box. Wooden crate. Yeah, see, in Blender it's showing me that everything is correct, but let's see what I can do here. So crate, material. Is there a way to have it one-sided? Opaque. Back face color. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I can definitely see them now. Okay, so put ourselves back into this mode. Here we go. Great, sure. We are going to select the faces here, and we're going to do face flip, or not. Insert knife, intersect with both here. Oh! Okay, it's not what I want though. I want to flip normals. There we go. That's definitely another one, so select that and we're going to flip normals. This one seems okay. This one seems okay. This one seems okay. This one does not. And flip normals. Where did I see it? Flip normals. Here we go. Save and export, and that should fix our FBX issue with the crate. There we go. Export. And go back into Unity. Ah. What happened here? Okay. Let's go back to save. Save. Let's go back to our other one. Open. To our fence. Farm fence. Here we go. I didn't change the position of anything, so it must just be in the export settings. FBX. Move that, put that there. Let's have -y mesh export. 3s max, and it has once again refused to update. Okay, I'm starting to think I know what the issue is, why it isn't updating, so let me just give it a quick check. So not this, Unity projects, 300 years. Over here we're going to put raw art. Why isn't this opening up? Unity projects, 300 years, and here we go. I think it's because of the errors it's giving me because I'm sticking my Blender files directly in here. It's probably not going to like me moving them while it's open. Actually, let's close that. 3D, farm fences, and we're going to take the blend file, Let's take the blend one as well. And we're going to move them over to raw art. Let's go over to house blend 1. I don't know what the difference is, so I'll move both. Wooden crate, blend 1, raw art. Let that re-update itself. The file can't be found. That's good. You were giving me errors. Cool. Now, let's reopen Blender once more. There we go. And we're going to select it no longer exists. Okay, we're going to go and select it by hand then. Open. Farm fences. Unity Hub, Unity Projects. Raw art. There we go. Farm fence. So let's try this again. Farm fence. Export FBX and Y forward only mesh X. Oh, I clicked too quickly. Yeah, put it in raw art. Farm fences. Over that. Squish it. There we go. It's still, I didn't change the rotation, but now it's looking in that direction. Export, FBX, Z up. That's correct. Okay, let's put that, I guess. Export. Let's give me a reaction. Ah, okay. Export X negative. Export. There we go. It was X negative. Got this back. And now the next thing I want to find out is why in VR do I not have shadows? So Unity Vive. No shadow. No shadows in Vive. The first thing to check would be the project quality. Project settings player, blah 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 blah. Okay, let's check that. Project setting and quality. Name ultra. Can I give one by default? Yes, by default it is set to ultra. And ultra shadows, distant shadow mask. Okay. It doesn't have a rendering pipeline, so let's give it to URP. No matter what, let's give it. Can I select more than one? No. Here we go. Render pipeline, medium, render pipeline. This might be it. I may just not have a render pipeline. The thing is, quality shouldn't be happening in game mode, to my knowledge. Are shadows turned off here? SH? No. Everything's on anyway. Okay. Alright, let's give it a cheaty test without having the headset on my head. Just look in a direction that should have a shadow. So like this. We are going to unmaximize. Look at scene. The scene does have shadows and the game clearly does not have shadows. Okay. Fallback editor window. Okay, we'll deal with you later. XR rig, main camera. Does this just not have shadows turned on? outputs. Render type base overlay, no. Projection, field of view, physical camera, clipping planes, rendering default renderer. Now the rendering pipeline, post-processing is off, render shadows is on. Okay. Alright. Huh. Are you on all week? Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, there's still no shadows in this camera, even if the shadows are turned on, and the shadows are very visible in the scene view. Okay. The search for an answer goes on. Yeah, that's fine. Game mode. No shadows on build in one computer. Okay, sure. This is the quality settings. After all, very high, ultra, blah blah blah. Okay, that's not. Not rendering in game view. That's what I wanted. Slow render. Reddit. Slow. Yes, I've had that strange, frustrating bug problem. It's a light mapping issue, believe it or not. Do these steps in order. Set everything to static in the scene. Turn off Lock Atlas in the light mapping window. Render light maps. Save the scene. Quit and restart Unity. Clear light maps. Turn off the static for object. Okay. Turn off static for objects in the scene. Save scene. Try your dynamic lighting. Try again. See if it works. What? You're kidding me. Where is... That's insane and stupid. I don't like that. Lighting. Let's put this up here. Let's take it off dynamic and just force it to do an update then. There are no lighting settings. Okay. Scene environment. Animation. Yeah, let's reload absolutely everything. We'll wait to the link. I suppose I am going to like deeper what the guys say. Oh. Oh gosh. Yeah. So the stream might be a little bit choppy right now. I'm rebuilding the global illumination. Yeah, this is gonna be heavy. Get the impression I clicked too quickly and I don't know what I'm doing. Or stop. Let's stop this. Let's stop this. Oh, what have I done? Stop. Abort. Jeez. Okay. Okay, we're not doing that. Alright. Let's follow what I'm being told to do. Set everything to static in the scene. Turn off lock atlas in the light mapping window. Light map. There is nothing in the light mapping window, buddy. Is there another window? Is the light explorer no, there's no such thing. There is no such thing. Okay. Let's do that though for the floor, because the floor doesn't change. So let's go over to inspector and do static. 2 children. And let's try this, and then when that inevitably doesn't work because I didn't actually do what I'm being told, yeah, okay, let's go back and oh, this is really gray now. Okay, it's like more gray. Did I screw up the lighting? Hello, hands. Okay. Turn everything static in the scene. Turn off lock atlas in the light mapping window. Render light maps. I don't have anything here though. I have no idea what this guy's on about. There's no such thing as this window. No shadows in, yes. Yes, make sure there's a light in the scene. Directional light is fine. Make sure that your objects has cast shadow and receive shadow. Alright, let's do the obvious. Okay, let's go to terrain pieces. And yeah, go into here. There must be a shadow setting somewhere. Cast shadow, 2-sided. There is some sort of shadow thing. Draw instance, pixel error, cast shadow, on. I go to edit, blur, draw quality, and show distance. Yeah, that don't work. Okay, how to avoid... It might be a terrain thing then. Terrain. Let's see. Sure. By baking the scene, it seems like baking is necessary even for dynamic shadows. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Scene. New lighting settings. Okay, progressive CPU. Directional. Okay. Try this again. No shadow. Well, I mean, not on the terrain anyway. Okay. Is it a terrain material that's doing that, maybe? This inspector tab is not active terrain inspector. I think it might be going crazy. Or it's because this is currently static. Yes, and change child. Okay. Weird. Cast shadow on. Cast shadow two-sided. Two-sided. I have no idea what's happening. World space up. What trigger and select exited. Interactable events, no. Okay. Let's take this off static as well. That was not the issue. Alright. Lighting settings, I'm going to put that in my art folder. Max light map, max distance, interact contribution. Okay, and if I go to terrain, and I select terrain lit, is the material normalize, enable height based blend. No. I don't think this will solve it either. It just doesn't want to give me shadows on the terrain. At all, look at that. No shadows at all actually, because there would be shadows from the little box to the big box. So there are no shadows. Build VR game. Here's a question. If I build it, do I still not have shadows? Let's find out. Maybe this is just an issue in Unity. So, build settings. We want to build the currently open scene, Highlands. I'm going to leave everything as such. Yes. And we're going to build and put it into a folder called builds. Folder. And once this is built, we'll take a look. And then I'm probably gonna call it for today because I've been at it for a few hours. And my eyes are starting to hurt from the VR. There we go. Now let's try running the built version and see if the shadows are still not there. Nope, no shadows whatsoever. Well, no shadows on surfaces whatsoever. Because, like, it is doing lighting. It's not just flat. Okay, this isn't a build. Okay. And let me just close this. Alright, so it does also happen in build. I thought it was just in the game mode, but no, in builds as well. This has been resolved. It was the quality settings, project settings quality after all. Exclusively setting a higher setting such as very high or ultra did force the shadows to always render in this instance. Not for me. This doesn't happen for me. No, I don't want distance. How do you make no shadow? Why are there no shadows in Unity? What is a shadow draw distance? How do you increase shadow render distance? No shadows in game view is like the closest, but the answer is not true. It seems that step 3 was the best option. Increase the shadow distance. Okay, project settings, quality, shadow distance. So let's look at that. Project settings, quality, shadow distance. I don't think that's my issue. Plus I can't see anything. Persistent buffer, time, raycast budget, LOD level, LOD, vsyncs, and shadow mask mode. Distance shadow mask. Let's just do shadow mask. Okay. If I go here, it uses shadow mask as the default. Okay. I'm a bit thrown off by all these errors, so what I'm going to do is make sure I'm in Ultra, bring this back to what it was. I'm going to save my scene, and I'm going to close Unity. There we go. Try reopening it. I'm also not above the thought that perhaps this is the version of 2021 that I have that's causing this issue. There are quite a few things that could be causing this. Oh, there we go. Everything has been reloaded. And we're going to try once more, but I don't expect it to work. I don't expect the issue to have been literally just a lack of, not restarting, so there's still no shadows. But you can clearly see them in scene. That is frustrating. Oh well. An issue I can come back to at another point, I think. As is, it is 4:30, so it's a bit later than I usually finish these streams. I'm going to call it here for today. So if you've been watching this afterwards and got to this point, thank you for looking in. It's appreciated. Goodbye.